Hello, everyone. Welcome to LJ's Spurs Chat. Shalom to you all on this very hot evening. Joining me tonight is Big John,
Shalom.
Simon, and Milton from
Well,
Australia. Hello to
howdy,
everyone.
gents.
Right, where do we start? Morgan Gibbs White fiasco. Right, Nottingham Forest consider Morgan Gibbs White proposed move to Spurs to be off for the time being now anyway, while Forest consult their lawyers over potential legal action. Sky Sports News reported that Forest have ceased all communication with Tottenham at the moment as things stands. Forest believes Spurs made an illegal approach to the player and never granted permission to speak to him. So what I understand, because I've been digging into it a lot the last couple of days, if there's a clause, you don't even have to a buyout clause. You haven't even got to contact the person's club. You go through the Premier League. However, I think Forest is saying that this clause was confidential with his contract. So, as I was saying before we come on air to Simon there, I reckon that the agent of Morgan Gibbs White is probably going to be at fault here. What do you reckon, Simon?
I mean, look, that has to be what's happened. The agent must be touting the boy around, and he's saying, "Look, do you want the lad? He's got a 60 million release clause, and is obviously someone who's high on Frank's list." And so Frank said, "Yeah, let's do this." And so they set the wheels in motion, and then Forest's chairman is, to put it mildly, a bit of a nut job.
He is, yeah.
And I think that probably he's trying to save face with the fans by, like, you can't just let their prized asset go without a fight, even though if there is a release clause, there's literally nothing they can do. But with my Spurs hat on, I'm like, a transfer deal is not a transfer deal until the lad's wearing the shirt, and you always know something can and probably will go wrong. But this time, at least, it appears to not be our fault. And I mean, look, this guy, their chairman's an absolute loon. You see the way he was attacking, like going on at Nuno in the centre circle.
Yeah.
And it seems like he's got his way with the Europa League, and he's managed to get Palace demoted and get Forest in the Europa League. And he's a guy who seems to not give a shit, and he wants what he wants, and he'll do anything to get what he wants. And at the moment, he wants Gibbs White to be a Forest player. So we'll just see where this goes, because when a guy's got a release clause, I don't know what they can do to stop it.
No. Well, before I come on air now, about half an hour ago, this popped up from a reliable source, and he said, it does waffle on a bit, so excuse us, yeah? He said, from my understanding, there is indeed a release clause for Gibbs White, £60 million, established when he signed his contract. Forest seemed to have concealed the release clause from the public, but Tottenham gained knowledge of it either through his agents or during talks with Forest. But I don't think they did chat to Forest. Once the release clause is triggered by Tottenham, Forest are contractually obliged to release the player. Forest aren't necessarily questioning the triggering of the release clause itself, but the fact that Tottenham spoke to the player or his reps before triggering it, and apparently without the permission of Forest, it's not allowed under the terms of the contract. So as I earlier said, must be hidden. You're not allowed to let it public knowledge. If the accusation is proved right, Spurs can be fined, suffer punishments based on the FA handbook. Whether this would invalidate the triggering of the release clause is not set in stone and would be decided by the Premier League FA. In this case, a decision in favour of Forest would set the precedent that such a small common breach of release clause terms are enough to legally deny the buying club from triggering the clause and to lead whatever level of punishments Tottenham receive. I can't see that either, to be fair, because I can't see how he won't come. And the man says, however, I do not think we will get to this stage. Daniel Levy has been involved in Tottenham's leadership for over 2 decades. If there's someone who knows the rule book inside now, it's him. You are naive if you think Levy will authorise Spurs representatives to speak with the player without knowing the legality of it. This means that either 1, Forest's allegations are faulty, or 2, it is nearly impossible to prove them, potentially due to the agent leaking misleading information or another factor that obscures the timeline. So how will this end up? The man said it's nearly impossible to predict given the lack of detailed information, but my understanding of Daniel Levy and his personality, as well as the suddenness of the whole situation for Forest, leads me to believe this will go our way. John, what do you think about this?
I think it's the chairman is just got the ump, and it's a stall tactic.
Yeah, maybe to try and get more money out of us, John.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Get a bit of sympathy money. You know what I mean? He's quite a greedy git, isn't he? To be honest with you. So I was just thinking, it's just a stall tactic. It's only on pause, the transfer, isn't it? It's not actually been cancelled or nothing. So
no.
I think it's just a stall tactic by the chairman. I think he's got the ump. We've took his best player.
Yeah, I do as well. I think that what may happen if I had to put a pound on it is I reckon that they'll say to Forest, look, we can fine them, and they'll fine them minimally, and then try and get some more money out of Tottenham. Because like I said, even though that was in his contract, if it was like concealed in the contract, not allowed for public knowledge, they'll try and get another 5-10 million out of Tottenham, won't they?
Yeah, like a Spurs.
The thing is, a release clause is a release clause. That's the number.
That's
yeah.
What do you reckon?
And Levy's going to pay more than the number.
Mm-hmm. You think the same?
Yeah, I totally agree with what you boys have said. And at the end of the day, as much as we can criticise and critique Levy on the way he runs the club, I don't think he's that stupid to break any rules like that. So I just think it's Forest thinking, fuck me, 60 million's not enough. Let's try to get some more money out of this deal and drag it on a little bit longer.
See, do you know,
and that's it. It's about the money because, as far as I understand, they've also got a sell-on clause to Wolves as well. So when they sell they've got to pay Wolves. They only paid 42 for him in the first place. So there's only 18 million profit between what they paid and the release clause. It's a stupid number. And if you pay 42 for someone, then that release clause needs to be double that, doesn't it?
I'll tell you another thing as well, guys. You've got to prove it. Levy could just say, I contacted the agent. This will get the agent out of the shit as well, and said, I want to bid £60 million for your client. And the agent will probably quite rightfully turn around and say, if you're bidding 60 million, mate, that is the release clause. Let's go. It could have even been something as simple as that. Because it's not, you know, if the agent can't say, I can't tell you that. He's going to have to say, well, a coincidence has happened for a reason, Daniel Levy could say. Probably bullshit. But do you know what I mean? That's what I'd say if I was Daniel Levy. I happened to bid 60 million and the agent told me, well, you've cracked the release clause. Let's go.
The thing with this Forest chairman is he's used to getting what he wants, but he hasn't come across Levy before. So we'll see where this one goes.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, isn't it? What about this one? Mohamed Kudus signed for Spurs for £55 million after having a £50 million rejected. Chelsea also tried to get involved, but Kudus said he only wants to join Spurs. Go on then, John, because me and John are not agreeing on this, are we, Big John?
No, not at all, though.
Hit me with it,
not at
mate.
all. I think he's dog shit. I've watched West Ham all season, and I had to go and look at the stats because I thought, why is everyone bigging him up? And 5 goals, 3 assists for that amount of money. And he's
go back to the season before, though, and he was a different player. I think it's a lot to do with Lopetegui.
It weren't much from the season before, I saw.
Because the season before, he was electric. He was unplayable at times. But he's one of those players like Kulusevski. Like on his day, you've got a problem when you come up against him, but that day isn't every day. And that's the thing with him. If you can get a consistent player out of him, then cool. But if you can get the season before player, but we're talking about stuff like this all the time, don't we? Like we also want 2020 East Basuma as well, but we don't ever get that.
Yeah.
And this is the thing. You know what potential Kudus has got, but last season under Lopetegui, he didn't show it at all. And so we just have to see. I mean, and then Potter came in as well, and it was Potter that came in, wasn't it?
He didn't play him in the right position.
Yeah.
And the season was just an absolute write-off for Kudus last season. But
still,
this is the thing.
1 goal every 6 games,
Yeah, but the thing is that if he's that type of personality where he's just like, I don't get on with this guy, so I'm just going to switch off.
That's what he was doing for West Ham. When you actually watched the West Ham games, he just switched off. See you later. He went. His head wasn't. He'd done a Burton.
A lot of the West Ham fans, well, I've said this to you a lot before, whenever I see a player go, no matter how much he is or whatever, I always go and dig in to see the reaction of the fans of the player that we're buying. And they're more pissed off that he's coming to Tottenham. But I'm a bit like, that's why I said me and John disagree. I think he's a typical Spurs player, a flair player. I don't think that Thomas Frank will let him be lazy. And I think that him, and I'll bring Morgan in, Gibbs White into this as well, is what we've been crying out for, to attack the fullbacks. How many times last season did we say our wingers, especially in the AND system, they don't attack their fullbacks? I don't think, John, that he'd be allowed to be lazy. I do get what you're saying, though. You're a professional footballer. No matter what position you're in, you shouldn't just down tools.
No, never. And at the same time, there's another stat that gets me, Lou. It's 75 shots and 22 on target.
Yeah.
You know, that's... he's got crossbars in it.
He has had, I think, the second most, only below that. What's that young fella for Barcelona everyone raves about?
Lamau.
Yeah, he's only second to him in an amount of dribbles, 212 dribbles.
Yeah, but my dad can my dad's 80 and he's really good at dribbling, Lou.
I just think it's one of them where I'm gonna put me out on that he'll be all right. I'll tell you what, John, we'll have a pound bet, eh? What's your verdict on him, Milton? On Kudos?
Well, like Johnny said, he scored 5 goals and 3 assists, and everyone's raving about him. But then you got Brennan Johnson, who scored like 7, 8 goals, and everyone badmouths him. So it depends on his mentality and his attitude, because I've heard a lot of West Ham players say, you know, when the team's doing poorly, he just downs tools and doesn't, you know, try to bring up his level to, you know, make the team successful. So depending on how Thomas Frank, you know, coaches him and gets his mentality right, we have to see. Like, we can't really say if he's good or shit because he hasn't played in a Spurs shirt yet, so only time will tell. So I hope he works out, but, you know, I'm going to see what he produces.
Is there another argument to say that when he'll come to Tottenham, he'll be in the Champions League, obviously, but he'll be surrounded by better players as well?
That's true, and he's got to be playing in his right position. Like, his right position's right wing, and that's where Jared Bowen plays. And to my understanding, he, you know, didn't like Potter for that reason, for being always played out of position. So we'll see what happens. I'm optimistic that he's going to do well, but like I said, only time will tell. So, you know, we just got to give it time.
Milton's on the fence. Johnny's a no, and me and Simon a yes.
And this is the thing. Look, I'm assuming that we brought him in because Frank wants him, and I think that's going to be big for Kudus himself. I think last season under Lopetegui, he was playing in the wrong position under a manager that probably doesn't really fancy him, and he probably just got a bit lost. I don't know if it's an attitude thing or an ability thing or what it was, but
well, Simon, he played in the wrong position, so okay, he wants to be on the right, yeah. So where does that leave Brendan Johnson? Because Thomas Frank did want Brendan Johnson. Well, virtually was going to sign, wasn't he? Will he go on to the left, or will he be like in a number 10 role where I think he was more successful for Forest?
I mean, what you want is you kind of want Decky to be on the left and Tell will be over there. So what you want is 2 good players in every position. So if it turns out that Kudus and Brennan are fighting for that position, that's got to be good for the first team, I'd have thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm one of the probably, I don't know what John will say about this, but I think I'm one of a few, and I'll probably get absolutely slated for this, that I'm not a great fan of Kulu, to be honest. Because I'm just not. He's inconsistent. I think he's slow.
I totally agree with you. I think he's one of the most inconsistent footballers that I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, it wouldn't bother me if they told him. I'm not saying they will, but it looks like we're trying to build a squad, like Simon just said, because we've got so many games,
Yeah.
haven't we, this season, and we don't want. And also, I would say that were Spurs or Daniel Levy in the board, do you think that last year when we ended 17th, that gave them that frightened them to death, scared them to death, because they don't want to go down, and they think we cannot happen again. I think that's a bit to pull this back in as well, wouldn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The thing is like he came out and said all this. Oh, well, we want to win the Premier League and the Champions League. Well, that's absolute bollocks because we're about 20 years away from even getting close to that. The way we creep along in the transfer market, but what it does is it gets the trophy monkey off our back, and so they're not really under any pressure to win a trophy next year. So they can probably focus on getting a higher league position and sort of almost flip the priorities back round to Premier League being number one. And maybe we have a run in one of the other competitions. We know with the squad we've got today, we're not going to have a run in the Champions League. So it's kind of you put your eggs in the domestic like trophy basket and hope that you can get a long run in either Carabao or FA. But I think now we've got the trophy monkey off our back, they probably feel like, well, that'll keep everyone quiet for a year or two. We don't have to win a trophy every year because we're not expected to win one at all.
Because the owners would be happy if you ended fourth without a trophy, wouldn't they? Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Before I move on to this investment thing, I forgot to say something here because I don't know if you know what it means. I'm not going to pretend I did. That's why I looked it up. Because a lot of people, especially on social media, say, "But where's the number 6? Where's the number 6? We need a number 6." And apparently, it came out yesterday that Thomas Frank doesn't need or doesn't feel like his systems need a number 6 because he prefers to play with a double pivot. I don't know if any of you.
I'm going to say he probably the way he plays, he'd probably prefer to have 2 number 8s than a number 6. So
so I looked up. So I wasn't 100% sure, Simon, the exact workings of a double pivot. So it says the double pivot refers to a midfield setup where 2 players are positioned in front of the defence, acting as a central defensive midfield duo. This system provides both defensive stability and passing options, allowing for a more balanced and flexible approach to both defending and attack. What do you think to that, Milton?
In my honest opinion, I reckon Thomas Frank is going to lead towards more as Archie Gray as a number 6.
Yeah.
And slowly let him into that role. So give him time and coach him to play that position to save money where we need reinforcements elsewhere. Like we still need a defensive left back, for cover for your doggy. So I'm going towards that opinion that he's going to lead towards more Archie Gray being a 6 and give him time to learn that role and make that position his.
So you do think he'll go with a number 6 in the end, and you don't think he will do the double pivot then, Milton? You think he will get number 6?
I reckon he'll change it up. Depends on the opponent, I reckon.
Yeah.
Depends who we're playing on a day. We're playing like a high pressing team or a low block team. That's where he'll change his formation and plays in different positions. That's my opinion.
I mean, if he is intent on this double pivot idea, I think Gibbs White would be decent for that because he can play box to box, and I think Bergvall could do it, and I think Bentancur, if he stays, could do it. I think Bissouma could do it, but so you've got 4 players there who could do it. I think Archie could do it as well. So you've got like a group of players who can play that in that block, and if you kind of get the games kind of the appearances kind of shared between them across the across competitions, you've got the players there who could do it. Now I hear that like people have come over from Turkey to talk to Bissouma, and to be honest, I'm not against him going.
I think he's going.
But I think if we could get Bentancur anywhere near pre-injury Bentancur, we've got a. He
was doing well at the end, weren't he? Yeah,
he was getting there. Yeah.
A Brentford man did say, didn't he, the other day that, and he goes all the time, that he's seen Brentford change. He's seen Thomas Frank when he was at Brentford change formations 3 times in a game. That's music to my ears. That as long as
Yeah,
the players
That's good. That's good.
Ange didn't do would at all. John, what's your vote? There's strong rumours, and someone just put this on there. So I'll bring this up before the other thing. I've seen a lot of strong rumours about this. I'd be quite up for this signing. Adam Wharton from Palace. What are you saying about that one, John?
What number does he play at? Adam Walton for Palace.
He's central midfield, ain't he? He's young. I think he's only 19, but he's very good. He's very good. I know we said we didn't want young players, but
I don't know nothing about this guy. I don't really watch Palace.
he's a good player. Milton, do you know about him?
He's more of a 6. He switches up between a 6 and an 8. He's a top talent. He's a top talent. I think he's about 19, 20, so he's got years of development. If we get him in the next 3-4 years, he'll be a world beater.
Yeah. Do you like him?
The
Simon?
kid just oozes class.
I think that what he does is like he seems to be like the unsung hero in Palace's team, where all the plaudits kind of go to the likes of Eze and the flair players, but Wharton seems to be the engine room that makes the stuff happen.
Did he get a couple of games for England side? Didn't he? I swear he did.
Yeah, he did.
What's this? Swarton? This one? Yeah, he is. Yeah, I don't know how much they want. I can't remember how much they actually wanted for him. But yeah, it seems to be a pattern developing here, though, don't they? Of the sort of players what we're going for.
Yeah.
High energy, you know.
High work rate.
Let's move on to this one. There are rumours about, I don't know, I'm just going to ask John first, because John's like my eyes and ears. Have you heard anything about this, John? I've heard various rumours. I've heard about
What's this investment from the Saudi public?
Yeah. I mean, I've heard
investment
about
fund?
the latest one, which does make me laugh, but it wouldn't surprise me. And the reason why it hasn't, it would have surprised me a few months ago, but you know when Conor Ben and Eubank fought at Tottenham,
Yeah.
Turkey, whatever his name is, was so impressed with the stadium. He's believed to be the Saudi link, and that's supposed to be the naming rights. I don't know.
There's also links to US firms as well, aren't there? Yeah, and they're non-equity rights as well, so they're not getting equity. They're not putting money into they're not going to get money out of the club. They're just putting money into the club for promotional. So that's like naming rights for the stadium and stuff.
Rights, yeah. I'd heard 300 million over 10 years, which is more than what Levy wanted. Did you hear that?
Yeah. No. Yeah. I've heard 25 million per year for naming rights.
That's still all right though, isn't it?
But that's under negotiation though with the Saudis. I think that's under UK scrutiny from the government.
Yeah, it is. Totally. Do you remember we talked about it before, John? And do you remember when they were saying that whoever the consortium was or whatever, they wanted Levy to stay on, but take a back seat, be more in the business and not in the football side?
Yeah, that's if they're buying shares in the club. But if it's just a non-equity, then they haven't got a right to tell Daniel Levy what to do and what not to do. That's just naming rights for the stadium, isn't it? But 25, I think it's 20 or 25 million per year. I think it works out to about 200 million over the contract that they're trying to get for the naming rights.
It's interesting, though, isn't it? But I'd imagine that Daniel Levy will say, we want to keep the name within the stadium rights thing. Not a lot of teams do, like the empty crates and the Etihad.
Yeah.
So we'll have to wait and see on that. What about you? Have you heard this, Milton, as well?
I heard it was similar as well. I heard mixed reviews. Like it could be Saudis. Like one of the Saudis that went to the stadium, he was just like so surprised and in disbelief how good the stadium is, and he's like, I want to be a part of this. But then I also heard the same as Johnny was saying about a couple of American firms wanted just to give money and pretty much is just like advertisement for them. They weren't going to take money out of the club. They'll just give money to support Levy and the project that Thomas Frank wants to build. So it's all he say, she say, but
it's a 10-year contract or 15-year contract as well.
15 years, I heard.
Yeah, 15 or 10.
Yeah, 15, and Levy wants, I think, because I know City's got something along the lines of getting 20 million a year from sponsorship, and Levy wants 25 million. So, and we know how Daniel Levy is with money. So,
would you prefer
see what happens.
I think it's the same company, Lou, as Newcastle's sponsors or Newcastle's owners, isn't it?
No, I heard that was the one before that Chevrolet was involved. But I've heard strong rumours, like I said.
No, I mean the Saudi part without the English bird.
I don't know. But what do you say? Would you prefer, or wouldn't it matter if it's American or that Turk bloke? Suppose it don't matter, does it? As long as they give you the money. Simon?
But I think that they've been holding out for this such a long time that it's going to have to be a big deal to get it across the line, isn't it?
Yeah,
so I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is they're waiting for. Whether it's the number or whether it's the kind of the partner and the relevance to us, or what it is that's making this such a long thing. Because you look at all the other teams that are opening new stadiums, and they're pretty much opening it with naming rights already in place. Everton are going to be opening theirs next season. Is it next season? And it's already naming rights in place.
I see. Apparently, ENIC have put in 120 million, which I found quite hard to believe. But the problem is, they don't want it being public knowledge, do they? Because if they're going after any players in this window, other clubs are going to put their money right up, aren't they?
That's it. Spurs tax again, Lou.
Yeah, Tottenham tax, which is what made me laugh about the Kudos deal. So he didn't get the Tottenham tax, did he? Which is quite good. Do you know what I mean?
That's why the West Ham were going mental. They didn't mind losing the player.
They didn't.
It was just they wanted more money, didn't they? So they could go and get someone else in, you know?
Yeah.
I hope Kudus and Mickey have had a chat.
Yeah, I did see him on TikTok. James posted a video of him.
Well, are you on about Richarlison's Instagram?
Did he post something about it?
Yeah, Richarlison put welcome to the Tottenham family, and it was that frame where he was basically pushing, I think it was Van der Ven in the face or something.
Yeah, he's slapping Mickey, wasn't he?
Yeah, but you need players like that, don't you? You do need players like that. Right, so me and John have got a pound bet there then to see.
Go for 150, Lou. Go for 150. We go high end.
I don't know about 150, mate, to be honest with you at the moment. Is there anything else you want to say, Simon, because you haven't been on here for a while?
No, I mean, I've just been
excited about what's going on.
What's that?
Are you excited about what's going on at the minute? There'll be more players to come, I imagine.
I mean, you know me. I've been a Spurs fan for 40, whatever it is, years, and you can't get too excited about stuff because you always get disappointed. So even when they were saying, "Oh, we've paid the release fee for Gibbs White," I'm like, until he's in a Spurs shirt.
They've never done that before, have they?
No, but that. Even that said, I'm still like, believe it when I see him in a Spurs shirt. And it was amazing though to get Kudus across the line. Like the first I heard of it was 2 days before it was done, and then I hear Gibbs White the next day, and I'm like, bloody hell, what's going on here? So I mean, I'm hoping that they actually back Frank and they give him a chance to succeed.
Yeah, I think I did hear about the Kudos for week 10 days. It was dragging on, and I think I was moaning about Levy, but in hindsight, I think Levy just sat there. I know he gave him an extra 5 million, but he knew, didn't he, that West Ham needed, 40 million by a certain date for some FFP or some rubbish. I think he just sat there and went, well, I'll wait you out then, mate. So you've got to take your hats off to him for that, because we do quickly slag him off, don't we? He actually seems to do all right on that deal. Do you know what I mean? What about you, John? Any other rumours or
Grealish for 40 million.
I don't want Grealish. I'm sorry.
300k a week he wants. 40 million.
Well, as much as you like Mush, I don't want him here. What will he add to our team?
Not much. Just a rumour, that one.
Experience.
Vibes will bring vibes.
Another rumour going about, isn't it?
What did you say, Milton?
Grealish will bring vibes. Vibes in the dressing room.
It's not enough.
That's what it'll bring. Him and Basuma will party all night.
Simon, I don't want Grealish, do you?
Nah, if you'd have said 5 years ago, yeah, definitely all over that. But nah, it's done. He's not a profile of player that we buy anymore anyway. We don't buy in at his age.
But we could have had him for £6 million. But Levy tried to knock him down to 4 million. I'm not even going to go there. But he doesn't offer anything out of the left. If he played in the same position what he played for Villa, I might consider it. But you're not getting £300. On the left, he just does what all of our wingers done last season, which was receive the ball and pass it back. Which is why I'm happy with these signings, because both of these players, hopefully Gibbs White comes, they're just going to attack. They're going to run with the ball, drive with the ball, take players on and attack and get down to that byline. I bet Solanke's loving it in a minute with these two coming in.
Yeah.
He was getting no service at all, was he, last season, to be fair to him. And I don't think he'll have to, if these two players do go, I don't think he'll have to work half as hard, even though he will. But you know what I mean? To the point of like he can't walk off the pitch because what he was being asked to do was ridiculous. Any others, John?
Johan Wieser, Brentford.
Yeah, apparently Forest are going for him now, aren't they? Spurs have.
They probably need to trouser 60 million first, and then they can buy him.
Yeah.
Apparently they want 50 million for him, but he's 29 years old in September. So apparently Spurs have offered 25 million and a couple of players. The players I do not know. Would you go for that, Milton?
Well, what I heard, they offered 25 million and Richarlison
Did
for
they?
Brentford. Yeah, that's what I heard. Don't know if it's concrete proof or not, but supposedly
they're pretty holding out for just 25 million.
Yeah, but in saying that as well, Richarlison is committed to Spurs and does not want to leave.
No,
he doesn't want to leave whatsoever. So I'm interested to see who we're actually going to offload this transfer market, because we've got a big squad and we need to sell and loan out at least 10 to 12 players.
Yeah.
So
I think they've got
I'm more interested.
Players.
Yeah, they need what? Is it 22, 23?
24.
24?
Don't go, yeah. See, I think they do want to get rid of Richarlison. He don't want to go. Is that a problem, Simon?
Yeah.
Is it?
I think he's a good character to have around the dressing room, but he's not a great player on the pitch. So it's just like, it's a luxury to have him around, really, isn't it?
Yeah, we can't keep him for his shit ass, can we?
No, you're right there, John. I think it'd be easy to sell him to Everton, which was the rumours at the end of last season. But if he don't want to go, I don't know how much years he's got left on his contract. I don't.
Yeah, they're not going to pay us anything anywhere near what we paid them for him.
No, I think you're going to get 20, 25 million for Richarlison, if I'm honest, unless he goes to Saudi. And I don't think he'll want to go Saudi. And the problem is, big characters like that are not going to want to go if we carry on as we are so far in the window, are they? They could be excited.
Because no one wants to go now we've got Champions League, do they?
No, and it looks like, I don't know if you've heard anything on this one, John, but it looks like Atletico Madrid have given up on Romero. And I've seen him back at training for the last couple of days.
Yeah, I've seen him back at training and he looked really happy. And I thought, it looks like he's staying, doesn't it?
It's a lot of press talk, isn't it? I know he wants to play in Spain, but if you were Romero, surely you'd say, look, I'll give it one more year, Champions League, and then I can leave next year for nothing. Or sign a year extension. We'll let you leave anyway, even though you'll still have a year left next season, and we'll get a good bunch for you. But they was only wanting to be 40, 45 million. He's a 70, 80 million pound defender, in my opinion.
Yeah, easy, yeah. I know what you're saying.
If he stays...
I don't think Atletico could afford him, to be honest with you.
They can't. Everywhere except the Premier League is skin.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I want him to stay, and I'd give him the armband.
100%, Simon.
Yeah, totally agree.
Yeah. What do you think, Milton? I'll come to you. What do you think about? Because there was rumours that he was going to leave, and now there's rumours that he's going to stay. He wants to stay. Heung-min Son wants to stay for another season.
To me, I'm happy either way. If he wants to stay, great. If he wants to leave, do your thing. Like he's got credit. He's got credit in the bank. He's been a loyal servant for 10 years. I'll respect him in whatever he decides to do. If he wants to
100%.
stay,
Exactly that.
he's earned it.
He's earned the right to do whatever he wants, hasn't he?
No, I'm totally the opposite. I'd have got rid of him 2 years ago. See you later. Thanks for your service. Adios.
Yeah, but that's the thing, Johnny. Leave your nose, getting rid of him. There goes the Korean market, the Asian market.
Yeah, but do you know what? This is the thing. Levy thinks about global branding. In reality, he ain't worth jack shit last season, was he?
I think it's going to come down to a conversation. It was just my opinion between Frank and Son. If Frank's honest with him and say, "Look, Sonny, you ain't going to be playing in the big games."
No, do you know what's going to happen, Lou? He's going to be playing half time every home game, isn't he?
How do I make
just for the tourist fans?
Hang on there, Dan. I can't get him in. And how do I get that? Ah, Danny's down here somewhere. Oh dear, oh dear. Hang on, Danny boy.
Come on, Lou. You're a technical wizard.
No, I'm no good because I can't get down. I can't get down the page, mush.
Lou don't even send me a link to join this thing. He sends me a photograph of the link, and I have to type it.
That's because I left school at 14. I'm just a jippo, and I can't understand technology.
That's no fucking excuse, Lou. I've done exactly the same as you, brother.
How do I get on the thing there?
Well, what?
He's laughing at me.
Hold the cursor down and see if you can scroll that way, Lou.
You know when the pages are there? I don't know if you can see my angle on it. Hang on, let me do a new layout so I can see Danny. Hang on.
I'm exactly like LJ. When it comes to technology, I'm fucking shit.
Thanks, man. What I am jamming? Oh, you can tell this is live. It says here, "Do I need help?" Oh,
yeah, you need a lot of fucking help, Lou.
I do need a lot of help. Not with Dimlo when it comes to this sort of thing. He's gonna be going mad at me in a minute. Oh.
He's like Daniel Levy in the transfer window, Lou. You're taking your time, brother.
I'm get the sack. And I've got that on here now, and I don't even know how to get rid of that. Hang on, let me get rid of this.
It's time for a commercial break.
You know what? That sounds good, man.
Fuck me, I'll get my guitar out. We do a little interlude.
Hang on. I can't let Danny down here. Look, he's there. I can't get him. I'm pressing on his thing. Danny, I can't get on it, Chavy.
Why can't you get on it, Lou? There you are.
Is he on?
Yeah.
Well, get a star. Is he on?
He's on, Lou.
I'm not on because I can't see the page.
I can see you.
Yeah.
There you are, boy.
Party of five.
I bet you're sitting there going,
I've been waiting 20 minutes.
Have you really?
Yeah.
Well, I told Simon to let me know when you was on, and he didn't let me know. Danny, we're going to give you the whole floor, right? Because we've gone through it all. Kudos, Gibbs White, and investment. So the floor is yours, my friend. Shalom.
Where do I start? So the investment. So Enoch have given some money. That's definite. They've given some of their money up towards this transfer window. So I suppose in one way that does show a little bit of, I don't know, a little bit of thank God for that. They have definitely given some money. How much, we don't know. I said to you earlier, Lou, that I reckon it was about 100 million that they'd literally just said, look, we'll give that for transfers.
Yeah.
So I think it's around that figure. The naming rights, I've not heard too much on that, but I know that they're close to doing a deal with whoever it's going to be. It'll probably be Tim Pop flipping City something shitty or whatever, but it doesn't really matter as long as you get the cash. So that's that. Kudos, brilliant signing. Can't wait to see him flipping running at people. And I think in West Ham, I don't think he's had the right managers. Frank, I think he'll bring the best out of him. I think he's such a good man, one-to-one coach. I think he's gonna rip it up. So I think he's going to be a massive asset. And to get him for
And
55,
let me interrupt you there, by the way. You might want to join in on this bet, but it's big money. John
It's
wants
what?
one. It's big. Me and John have had a big money bet about this.
Right?
He's willing to put £1.50 in. I'm willing to put £1 in.
He's going to score double figures.
No, I said he'll be good for
Fuck off. He's got double figures, Dan.
You don't like him, Danny. You don't like Rudolph's chap.
I like him, mate. I like him. Do you know what? He's on the front foot. He's on the front foot. He's aggressive. He don't care about standing up for people. We've seen that already with what happened last year against West Ham. I like him, mate. I think in the right team, in the right place, I think he's just going to show what he's made of. I was gutted when he went to West Ham to start off with. So to come to us now, 2 years down the line, I'm well chuffed with that. And to get him underneath that release clause that he's got, then I think that's a good deal to get him for 54.5 million. I think Levy's done well there on that. I know obviously he's been a little bit naughty and really pushing it through, and he's boycotted going to training, and he was late training, and then he boycotted 2 sessions and all that lot. So that's kind of like forced their hand. But I think it would have happened eventually anyway. But so then you move on to Gibbs White. I've not seen. Obviously, I've been out tonight, so I've not seen too much. And I know I said to you earlier, Luke, was going a bit quiet around about the flipping 6 o'clock time. So I've not seen any stories on it. The way I read it at this moment in time is, I don't think it's us that has done anything wrong. I think it's Gibbs White's agent, because apparently he's not just spoken to us. He's spoken to other people about getting the feelers out. And I know Man City were big for him about Gibbs White, and would anybody be interested? Now, at the end of the day, if his agent, and I know Spurs know his agent really well, so that's not going to go down too well with people, because they'll just put 2 and 2 together and get completely the wrong answer. But if his agent has let slip, look, right, okay, rewind 2 days, reports starting to come out that Spurs were interested in Gibbs White, and they were starting to talk. So you can't tell me for 2 days Spurs have tried to negotiate with Nottingham Forest without even asking what his release clause is. I just don't believe it. It's utter bollocks. They must have at some point turned around and given some indication to Spurs that they were happy if that 60 million was met. And then basically, I think what spooked them out is 2 things: the fans, and the second thing, how quickly it's actually progressed in Tottenham. He's down in London now.
He's down in London.
Yeah, he's down at London waiting. So I don't think it will be too long. I can't see the Premier League stopping it, because if it's his agent that's done the wrong thing in letting out the release clause, and I showed you that a little bit earlier, what you read up in the Premier League about the rules and everything. If a release clause has been met, then that team, the buying team, has to talk with the selling team.
Yeah, Danny, have you heard what I've heard? What not a lot of people say. If the release clause is met, you don't even have to talk to like Forest. It goes.
No, you do. You do. No, it doesn't. It doesn't go through the Prem. No, it's the other way around. You have to talk to the selling club,
right?
But they can't. I think it'll just be dotting the I's and crossing the T's, basically. How that 60 million agent fees, how the 60 million is going to be paid and all that lot. Now, so you don't know. Look, Tottenham have come in at 60 million. I think the 2 things that they're annoyed about is probably the first thing is that they're losing their player of the last couple of seasons. The fans are angry. The club doesn't like the way Tottenham have gone in there, and they've done it quickly. Whoever's spoken to who, it's been done. The release clause has been activated. They can't do anything about it if Tottenham haven't done anything wrong. If it's his agent that has let it slip. But why would Tottenham not ask about the release clause in the first place? Do you know what I mean?
He won't have done nothing underhand.
No, he wouldn't have done anything. And I did see somebody said to me today at work that Forest were trying to change. We're trying to get him to change his contract so that he had £100 million release clause in it.
But if he hadn't changed it, they're probably...
Exactly. So the 2 clubs need to speak about it and work out how it is. But I don't think it can get stopped. I think it's just they've just what do you say? I mean, a lot of people are saying it's going to go ahead. It's just the Premier League will just look at it and go, look, what do you want us to do? Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, if there's nothing underhand by Tottenham, and I can't see there's been anything underhand by Tottenham, they've just been quick for once in how they've dealt with him and Kudus.
But what I said, that if I was Daniel Levy, I'd just bullshit. And I'd say, I went to the agent and said, look, we're interested in your player. We're willing to pay 60 million, right? That's what he could say. And the agent could go, oh, that's the clause as it goes. Let's do it. They know that's probably bullshit. Yeah. But you've got to prove it.
I know. The other thing what they were saying as well was that they would turn around saying that because Spurs had bid the 60 million, which is what his release clause was, that basically they were querying why Spurs bid exactly 60 million. Yeah. But why, if his release clause is 60 million, why are you going to pay 2, 3, 5, 10, 15, 20 million above what his release clause is? All you have to do is activate it, so you pay the 60 million. The other thing that's questionable on it is if the Premier League think that something wrong has gone wrong in it, then it can go to tribunal. So my other thinking is that they're trying to go to a tribunal to get more money.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I can't see that because surely at the tribunal say that is your release clause.
Yeah. The accusation is tapping up, isn't it? That's the accusation.
Yeah, tapping up. That somebody has leaked something along the way. But you can't, this is what I said before. You can't speak to a club for 2 days about a player without asking that question and not mention that fucking release clause.
But if they try to do Spurs, which I don't think they will, after this, and players are going to say, what's the point of having a release clause?
Yeah.
There's no point, is it, if you've got to pay more. No. Spurs have gone in. I'm guessing here, obviously, but it's the agent. It's the agent. He's let it slip.
I think it is. Yeah. Well, I mean, as I said, Tottenham know his agent really well, and apparently they've got quite
which
close
doesn't look
ties.
Good for us, does it?
No, it doesn't look. But at the end of the day, if we haven't done anything wrong, we've done nothing wrong, and he should be tonight doing his interview, got it out of the way, in his Spurs shirt, looking forward to playing Champions League football and spanking fucking Goonies in a couple of fucking weeks. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fucking never easy to do with something. Is it, Dan?
Nah, it's not, mate. But I think the deal will get done. I can't see them agree. The thing is, it was all agreed yesterday that the release clause was triggered. So why leave it 24 hours from when it got released to then turn around and say, oh, hang on a minute, we think something's a bit dodgy.
Yeah. Their chairman saying, all communication's gone. I'm not talking to you anymore.
Yeah. I mean, their chairman's an arsehole anyway.
Only that, mate.
It wouldn't surprise me if fucking Flanges fucking had a word in his ear, Greek to Greek, and said, hang on a minute, let's stitch fucking Tottenham up, shall we?
You don't know, do you? You don't know. It'd be interesting to see how it plays out. I hope that it gets sorted out.
God bless Ange.
Are you happy with that? Are you happy with Morgan Gibb White as a player, Danny?
Mate, I liked him when he was at Wolves, and I was like, we could do with that player. He's a bit like Kudus. He's on the front foot. He's aggressive. We ain't got many players that are like that, mate, that are aggressive and are not bothered about getting stuck into teams and will stand up. Do you know what I mean? We've pussyfooted around for a couple of years in our team and having players. We've probably got Kuti and Bentancur that are like that. Gone are the days of having your Vertongans and your players like Moussa Dembele and all of these players that are going to get in there. They ain't afraid. Do you know what I mean? We need players like, and Gibbs White's a good player, mate, and he knows where the back of the net is. He can pick out a pass. He's aggressive in everything he does. And he's a leader, mate. He's another leader, which is what we need and what we lack.
What I was saying to Danny was they both excite me, the signings, because we've all been moaning about our wingers and other players don't attack. These two will get the ball and drive with it. That's what makes me excited. That's something we've been missing, isn't it?
Yeah. Tottenham have been open for the last flipping year and a bit. So open in that centre of the park area. I'm not talking about wide because Angie's system didn't allow our wide players to go wide and take players on. What it allowed was our wing backs to overlap our wingers and then go on and cross the ball by distracting the fullbacks. So to me, what's the point in having a winger if you're not going to take somebody on? I'm old school. You get the ball down, you get it down the wing, and then you beat that man and you cross it in at the end of the day. Not like, wait. Yeah, do you know what I mean? And if sometimes you change it up a little bit, your fullback goes beyond you. Do you know what I mean? You don't. That play was evident every single time with Tottenham, and that's how it played out. But anyway, look, that's the past. The future is Frank, and I'll tell you what, I think he'll change our team, and you'll see a difference quite quickly in how they play.
What do you think of the strong rumours about Wharton coming as well?
Good player, young, good player, English, very, very composed on the ball, right?
Yeah. But he's
So
another
the other one's at Hackney, isn't it, that they're interested in?
I haven't heard that one yet. The only other one I've heard is
Hayden Hackney.
Sorry, Milton?
Hackney.
Hayden Hackney.
Yeah, good player.
Yeah, top player.
Good player. Been playing well for Borough.
There's been links with that Vahajlovic from Juventus.
How old is he?
Well, I thought he was old, but I don't think he is.
25.
I thought he. Yes, I thought he was closer to 30.
I thought he was
He's
29.
No, he's 25, but we're never going to get him. Like he's Juve will take 15 million for him, but he's on 325,000 a week. There's no way Levy's going to pay that.
Yeah, but
and he's not going to go play for 170, 180.
Yeah, see, I reckon he would do. You know, do you not think he would, Milton? Do you know what I mean? He's going to be playing in the Champions League. Would he not be prepared to take that cut?
Who knows? I don't know the mentality.
It depends on who knows. Yeah, exactly right. That's what I was going to say. You don't know mentality. If he wants to play for the money or play for the badge, it's up to the individual themselves. So,
see, what I like about the Gibbs White thing and the Kudos thing is that they want to come. There's no ifs or buts. They both want to come to Spurs, and we've not had players that have turned around and said or come out and say, "I wanted Spurs." Kudos has waited for Tottenham. Do you know what I mean? He's had Arsenal, he's had Chelsea that have been interested, but he's wanted Spurs. So for some reason, whether it's Frank or whatever, I don't know. But
Champions League and the money, Dan. That's what it is.
Tottenham are not going to pay him massive wages, mate.
Do you think their wages will go up this season, though, Dan?
Yeah, I think they will, but not a lot. I think they will, but not a lot.
Yeah.
To be honest, I don't think they. I don't. I mean, what are you going to pay Kudos?
It hasn't been leaked yet what Kudos is on, is it?
It's a 6 year.
130.
It's a 6 year deal. I would say 130 around that.
That's like 56. That's like 70,000 more than Van der Ven, isn't it?
You've got to raise Van der Ven's wages, but I suppose
I think he'll get a new contract
for a season first. Aye.
I think he'll get a new contract.
Juventus want Bissouma. I don't know why they're not going for a Bissouma.
No, he's going to Fenerbahce, isn't he?
I want that. I was saying earlier on, Dan, as well, that a lot of people, including all of us on here, are crying out for a number 6. But Thomas Frank apparently prefers a double pivot in midfield.
That's what I said to you, didn't I?
Yeah. So we might not get this Richard Rios or Douglas Luiz.
Yeah, but they can still play in that too.
Yeah. Because I'd still like to get one of them too.
The other one I was reading for that position was Palhinha as well.
Yeah, Palhinha. But he is 29, ain't he?
Yeah, he is, yeah. He's got a red card in him, though, isn't he?
So's Kudos, isn't he?
Yeah, right. But Polino loves a tackle. Oh, my days.
Are you quite excited, Dan, like the rest of us?
Kudos also rejected by Munich.
Yeah.
I think he's got a point to prove to West Ham. He wasn't happy at West Ham at all.
How can you turn down Bayern Munich? I've never heard that. Kudos turned down Bayern Munich.
Yeah, they. I think it was about 2 or 3 days before it was actually done for us.
That's got to be absolute dress bullshit, isn't it?
I mean, like we were saying earlier, he looked like he was properly unhappy at West Ham last season, and this is about the biggest 2 fingers he could put to West Ham.
Yeah.
It does make me laugh though, because they go mental. They're trying to build this rivalry. It's just not happening, mate. It does make me laugh.
I'm not being funny. There is a rivalry between us and West Ham.
Not as big as what it's their cup by that.
Yeah, but it comes from them. I couldn't give a monkey's about them.
No, I couldn't.
They're obsessed with us.
Yeah, same as Arsenal. Arsenal are obsessed with us. Same with Chelsea. They're obsessed with us.
Anything else you want to say then, Dan?
De Winter.
Pardon?
De Winter? Centre back.
No, I've not heard
It's
that
the summer, Dan.
Tony de
Not
Winter.
one.
Yeah, De Winter. Belgium centre back.
I haven't heard that one yet. No, we've got about. I think we've got 10 centre halves if you include Archie Gray in that.
Yeah, Graham playing centre back this year, mate.
But I do imagine that we will be playing three at the back quite a number of times this season.
I think they probably will sometimes.
Don't mind, to be fair with you.
No, I think we've got the players to play three at the back. Play
I mean,
3,
look
5,
at it.
2.
If Romero stays, and you got Mickey, and you got Danso, and Vuskovic is back, and Phillips is back from loan as well, and
Phillips will go out, I think.
You look at it and you kind of think, bloody hell, there's a few players there. We've got bodies. We just need to keep them out of the bloody.
Well, that's the Japanese guy's not going out, is he? They've already said that he's not going out.
They must rate him highly, mustn't they? Because they said he's going to be in the first team squad.
Yeah.
Do you reckon your mate will get a go? What's his name? Vuskovic? Whatever his name is.
I hope he does.
Yeah, I hope he does.
Mate, he's a beast. He's a beast.
I saw him on the training videos. He is a beast.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a big old lad.
I think this season it's going to be like we're going to be watching games now, and for once we're going to be going. We've got quality now.
Yeah, but that's what we've lacked. We've lacked our depth in squad for so long now.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm happy to have a Bortel because I think he will come on underneath Frank. I'm happy to keep Johnson. If I wouldn't start Johnson. I would bring him on because I just don't.
I was actually saying, Dan, before that you came on. What does this mean for Johnson? Because I'd imagine that Kudus will start on the right. Will he move Johnson to left? Will he put him in the same position as he was at Forest?
I think Johnson can play up top though, can't he? He can play as a striker as well.
Yeah, behind the striker.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Behind the striker.
I think Frank's going to change things around.
Like a false nine.
The same 11 every week.
No, he's not.
He's going to pick a team for the opposition we're playing against.
Yeah, and that's what he needs.
Like that. Music
Absolutely. Love it.
Yeah. It's exciting times ahead then, boys. Does any of you want to add anything else then?
I'm looking forward to the pre-season friendlies.
Yeah, that should be fun.
I'm still not confident enough to look forward to the BSG though after seeing the other night. Oh dear.
Well, at least the thing is,
I reckon we'll win 2 or 3-1. To be honest,
they have to take 3 weeks off. So let's hope that they just come and get absolutely battered on holiday, taking all sorts of chemicals, and but by the time they come back, they're in a mess.
When is it? What date is it? The 14th of August.
16th. It's
13th, I think, and then we got the first game of the season 3 days later.
So we've played the first game of the season, haven't we?
Now we played them, and then we played the first game of the season 3 days later.
Oh yeah, that's all right.
So we'll play in the Super Cup final, and Thomas Frank will be putting 10 at the back.
I can't see us getting beat at all in pre-season. To be honest,
I don't realise. I'm not looking forward to the PSG game. I'm not.
Oh, they're scary.
I am.
Yeah. No, because if you get hammered, you're going to get all the people on there going, I wish.
They've got nothing to lose. Nothing to lose whatsoever. They've got nothing to lose, have they? He can try people out. He can just put people where he wants to put them. All they've got to do is he's just got to go out there and just say, just go and play football. I want to see you have 90 minutes of football. Yes, if we get a freak result and we win, then that's a bonus. If we don't, it's more minutes underneath. Look, that's not our goal, is it? Our goal is that we've got 4 competitions coming up. So having a good show in the Premier League, not embarrassing ourselves in the Champions League, and having 2 good cup runs. That, to me, that is what we should be focusing on. He tries the players that he wants or he thinks he wants in his squad for that season and moving forward. And pre-season, if he gets those players in before we actually start, and he's had a week or so with them, that's another massive bonus to me.
Yeah, we've just got to maybe be a bit patient because his other two previous clubs, they didn't start well. It takes him a while apparently to get his things across. But it depends how quick the players, I suppose, pick it up in it. But I do think
to say one thing. I fear for Maddison.
Do you know what? There's rumours about that as well. Only little ones at the minute. Yeah.
I fear for Maddison.
Yeah, because people are saying, well, where are you going to get in? But then again, like Simon just said, he'll have his chances. You might not play this week, but the next game you will.
Yeah.
So it's up to him, innit? It's in his hands or in his boot.
If the club were going to sell one of him or Kulu, I'm selling Kulu every day.
So am I.
Yeah.
That's weird, Nick. 'Cause I said earlier on, didn't I? I said I'll probably get slated for this, but I'm not a great lover of Kulu. And then John said he's the same. Now you've just come and said the same. What,
I'm not.
Do you know what you said something the other day? Is Solomon back as well?
Yeah, Solomon's back.
Have Leeds not bid for it? I thought Leeds had bid for him today, this morning.
Well, he wants. He said, "Well, I don't know. I want him. I'd rather him go if you can get 20 million for him."
Well, yeah.
Who do you think's going to go? I was saying earlier on, Dan, that the rumours are they want Richarlison to go. He don't want to go.
He's probably looking and thinking, actually, we could have quite a good squad here. It could be quite a good season. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I know. I would love to see Richarlison have a good season, an injury-free season. I would love it.
It's not possible, but it's not possible.
So. He's made a Weetabix, hasn't he?
Yeah.
I don't know what he's made, but he doesn't last more than 4 or 5 games, and he's on.
No, he doesn't, does he? I'll tell you what's going to be interesting is that they've had a massive shake-up across the staff and the medical team as well.
Yeah.
So that's going to be really interesting to see. Obviously, we know the amount of running during the game and how players used to have to track back with Ange in his system. It's going to be interesting to see how the team fares. Because, I mean, I was just laughing at people the other day watching that training video when they were literally puking their guts up doing their flipping little trot.
I see that.
Yeah, that was quite funny.
He went proper old school on them, didn't he?
Yeah. Did you see Romero's face when they did that? I think the training video yesterday when they was getting that knee press when they had to push up. Oh, Romero did not look happy one bit.
Yeah. Do you want to reply to that comment, anyone? Johnson got 24 goals assists last season. Maddison 23 goals assists, and Kulu got 21 goals assists. So why should they be worried about Kudos, who got 8 goals assists? I don't want to answer.
Because he was playing in West Ham's team and not playing in our team, and they were playing in a team that wasn't very good last year.
See, this is where me and John always end up arguing, isn't it, John? Because John's the stat man now, and I just never believe in stats, so I don't want to answer that.
I've only just started picking up the stats, so I can have an argument with you, Luke.
I know they finished above us.
It's just like if a player, say a right winger, I'll just say
everyone finished above us.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if a right winger goes down the line, puts in 20 great crosses, but no one scores, doesn't mean he's shit because he's got no assists. That's my argument to it. Do you know what I mean?
I know.
And I think stats can be very.
I think we've been the same, Lou. That over the season, watching Kulusevski, that there'll be so many times where he gives a stupid foul away, or he will just lose the ball or try and run into a brick wall, and he just it's happened too many times. Do you know what I mean?
You know, I get so much shit on Twitter, not for slating Johnson, but just by saying he's got his goals, etc., but he doesn't do anything else. And I've got people saying, "What else do you want him to do?"
But he doesn't do anything else.
Do you know what I'm saying? And they go mad at me.
He's Ange's system that he played allowed for him to make that run at the back post to come and basically get that goal at the back post. That's what the Ange system allowed.
Yeah.
Celtic still play that kind of way now under Rodgers.
Do they? It's going to be a very interesting next season, isn't it?
Yeah.
I am quite excited about it because like I said, it is now a squad game 100%. And I think footballers are getting used to it. I know there's a lot that don't.
It feels like a proper rebuild this time, doesn't it? And not just getting a manager in and
something's happened, John, isn't it? Like Danny
going in the rigmaroles.
Yeah, exactly. It's not just the manager. We've gone through so many times of it being the manager, and he's been the fall guy and everything. Now he's getting rid of the top players. Do you know what I mean? He's getting rid of the players at the top of the board that have started to go. And I know Levy's still there. You can't. Look, we all know I'm as much a person that will always slag Levy off, for how he's backed. But if ENIC are not going to give the money out, a lot of it is down to them as well as the owners of the club that have not been putting the money in. So yes, Levy's to blame, ENIC's to blame, but this time they're cutting everything, aren't they? The manager, his coaching staff's all changed. Do you know what I mean? It just seems there's a different feel this year to how it has been over the past seasons when we've sacked.
Was you on the last video, Dan? And I asked Milton and Danny, I said, look, is it not really Levy's fault because he's only how did I put it? He's got restraints, right? And now
it's not his money.
And John and Milton said he was an arsehole, and that's fair enough. But what I'm saying is, have the restraints been lifted? And bang! Now look what he's doing.
Yeah, probably. I would say so.
I don't know. That was a bit of a dig.
He's still an arsehole.
No, but do you know what I mean, Milton? It's sort of like, I don't want to say it's proved my point, but by going in there and going bang, bang, have the restraints been lifted? I'm not saying he's perfect. I'm not. Do you know what I mean?
Or have they not trusted the previous managers that they've hired then to then go out and spend
I
that
think
money?
he's opened his mouth and he's had to do something, hasn't he, this time?
Yeah, he said it on camera.
Well, he said he wanted to win the league and Champions League.
Yeah. It just seems to me like the restraints must have been lifted because he's never gone in ever in 24 years and like there's your release clause, bang. He's always tried to haggle over 5 minutes. For 5 million. It's something different, isn't it?
You think Vinay's got something to do with that?
It might have, yeah. Kudos was playing for a shit West Ham team that finished above Spurs.
Yeah.
About your comment then, Dan, I think.
Yeah.
Listen, the thing is, that's all
I would start Kudos over Johnson every day.
Where were they in any of the cups?
Yeah. Stats, yeah. Well, John's the stat.
Results and performances for me.
Yeah, I hate it. It's like what they put on the telly, like, they won that game. They had 83% possession. Well, 70% of that could have been knocking it around the back foot.
Oh, we've had games like that, haven't we? Where we've had all the possession and we still fucking lost.
That's why I'm happy with these two players. What we've bought, I think, will help us, especially Kudos, because he's a flair play, get out of nothing. How many times have we struggled to break down a low block team? You need these sort of players to do something out of the ordinary. Do you know what I mean? Or go around a few players. Johnson starts for me. Boris Gump can run, but that doesn't make him a Premier League standard player, mate. Oh, we're on about Kudos. Well,
yeah.
Well, if Kudos don't do nothing, we can always take a bag of 2Ps to the stadium and see if we can pelt him with them.
Kudos is very much like Kalu. It's a lot of dead ends. Well, we'll have
That's
to
what we were saying earlier. On his day, Kulu and Kudos, they're both unplayable, but they don't have that day very often.
It's sort of like mixed reaction, isn't it, to the signing of Kudos, isn't it? A bit of a mixed reaction. I'm quite surprised by that.
Yeah, because I think most people will want it.
We can flog. No, we can't do that because what we've got to do, Ron, big bad Ron, we can flog Kudos for 50 million, but he got to go to Chelsea first because Arsenal only play.
Yeah, they're too busy waiting for Chelsea's cast off.
Yeah.
Hank needs to knock the dumb out of Kudos and Kalu. Oh, no, he's going to feel the pressure a bit. Old Kuvalevsky now, isn't he? This is what you want, though, isn't it? Competition for places.
Yeah, definitely.
You know
that's what we was missing from last season. There was no competition. It was just throwing people in because of injuries, wasn't it?
If you know you're going to play every week, are you going to put the same amount of effort in, even subconsciously?
With Kulu, though, you look at him last season, and he was like two different players last season.
Yeah.
First half of the season, we couldn't have been without him. He was our most consistent player. Second
he got burnt out, didn't he?
Absolute dog shit. he looked like he was running backwards half the time. If there was a 50-50, it might as well have been 70-30 in whoever he was going up against because he was never getting there. And when he dribbled the ball, he looked like he's running in quicksand or something.
Yeah.
He is so slow.
I think Kulu was a bit like Ange. He got found out that he can only use one foot.
And I think Kulu was burnt
And this
out.
is the thing. Me and Dan were talking about this, and it's like you watch him, and it's like, oh, Kulu's
LJ.
right. What's he going to do here? He's going to cut on in his left and try and swing it to the far post. There he goes again. Exactly the same thing every single time. Just like,
sorry, Milton, what you saying, mate? Bit of a delay there, Milton.
Oh, I just want to say something because my phone's about to die and my charger's playing up. I just wanted to say thanks for having me on. And what I want to see this season, when we play West Ham at their stadium, I want to see Kudos score a 25-yard screamer to win the game and kiss the Spurs badge.
He's going to do an Adebayor, is he?
howling for the pitch.
You're more than welcome anytime, Milton. My friend.
That would be awesome. How salty would they be?
Oh man, he's
the West Ham fans are already calling him Muhammad Judas.
Yeah,
they're burning his shirts and everything.
He's going to score the winner and kiss the badge.
It's going to happen.
One of the Ghanaian supporters groups.
All right, lads, I'm off. My phone's going to die.
Good day, Milton. Good day, mate.
Have a great weekend and stay cool. See you, boys. Later.
Sign the petition to bring Vernon Bergwijn. I actually felt a bit sorry for Bergwijn, to be fair. I thought he could have been a player. Is there anything else, lads? We've been on here for over an hour. Bloody hell.
Did you say that? You said Bergwijn then? He's still here, isn't he?
Bergwijn.
Bergwijn.
I didn't think he got a
Hang on a minute. Hold up. Did that just say Werner?
Yeah.
I didn't want to mention him, Simon, when you was on, to be fair.
Listen, as soon as Basuma's gone, I'll be happy.
Oh dear. Right, lads.
You can't play 3 good games in the season leading up to a cup final.
He is the most disappointing player for me because when we bought him, I thought we were getting the player who played for Brighton.
Yeah.
And we got this guy instead. And I don't know what happened to him.
Yeah, that was like 2 different players, wasn't it? Buying that player and then bringing him in and then watching him. It's like, what? What's going on, bro?
You saw the real Bissouma in the Europa League final. That was it.
Yeah.
A great game in that game. Anyway, lads, I'm going to go because I'm absolutely sweating my nuts off.
Is that the new shirt there, Lou?
Yes, and I'm going to advertise it for everybody. It cost me £10.80 from DH Gate. Get on it. And it's good. And I think the yellow one's out now, Dan. I think it come on DH Gate today.
Well, so there's 2 yellow shirts at the moment. There's one that's got that stupid shield round it, that thin line.
Fucking awful.
Absolutely wank.
The tattoo
and
that
then
I've
there's
on there.
Was the black one a real one?
Yeah.
I saw a black one recently, which looked nice. Is that real?
I've got that one.
Yeah, that's the away top, sorry.
That's
cost
our
me
away kit.
£14.
That cost me 12 quid.
Yeah. DH Gate, Dan?
Yeah, nice kit.
You bunch of snide buyers.
You can't afford it, man.
165 quid.
Yeah, 65
if you want a player's top.
And it's like 100 and something for the stadium one. It's
mental.
If you want the players one, it's 120 nick of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus the name on the back and the number, 165 quid. And you get a free post and packaging.
You can get it for about 13, 14 quid.
I will always say this hand on heart. If they start doing the business in the transfers, I will go back to buying them. But until then, I'm not doing it.
I'm going to wait till I go on holiday and shoplift. That's what I'm going to do.
All right, then, lads, we'll round it up there because I can't handle it. And I'm sweating here. I'm going to have to go outside again.
I thought you had aircon on, Lou.
Can't afford it.
I'm sitting here all lovely.
You should do it from the van, doing the aircon in there.
Well, I tried to do an outside one last time, didn't I, Dan and John? I mean, mate come over and put his head in. So, old Gypsy Bill, do you see that one when he put his head in?
Yeah.
It's not a very professional outfit. Just didn't do professional either when I was trying to do my technical thing. I'm going to have to go on a course. All right, lads. Hopefully, we'll be on here again very soon with another signing. Gibbs White as well will be on board. Come on,
Time will
Spurs.
tell.
See you later,
And we
lads.
start selling as well.
We do. Shalom.
Sure.